Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning into another episode of Tokyo Yo. My name is T. It's not late, but it feels late. It's only about, I guess it's 9:30 p.m. But I wanted to do this unboxing. I've been waiting all day to do this one. I knew this yo-yo would arrive today. I do have to thank good buddy Damien. He picked up a couple yo-yos from me. I decided that I wanted this yo-yo, threw a few yo-yos up in the BST, and he was kind enough to pick up yo-yos actually pretty quick. It was like within an hour, I think. So I was able to pick this up. This is the Remaster Galaxy from C3, which I've wanted for a long time, but it's always just been kind of like way out of my price range. C3 isn't really the cheapest company, but I think this is a 7075, so I know like it's usually a little bit more expensive. But Spin Gear was having this huge sale I didn't even know about. I just went on their website, checked it out, and just scrolled through everything that was on sale, and the Remaster Galaxy was like 30 or 40 bucks off, so I just could not resist it. Unfortunately, it didn't have pink, but I'd pick up a black. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what it's like. Even though fall is approaching, it is still incredibly hot in Japan. So we gotta have the fan running. At all times. I've actually been really excited to try this because I like, oh my gosh, Spin Gear doesn't send anything. It's so sad every time. It's such an empty box. I've been really excited. Oh god, this thing's huge. I've been excited to try this because I really love wide yo-yos, as I think everybody does right now. And I love the Manatee. It's one of my favorites, but this is even wider than the Manatee. Look at this thing. This is silly. I really love the boxes that C3 sends their yo-yos in. I think they really feel like a toy. Often we kind of forget. There's so many like boutique yo-yo companies and these $100, $150, $200 yo-yos that are these boutique, super hyped things that I think people just kind of forget that it's a toy. And this just reminds me, like this plastic package reminds me of something you pick up off a shelf. You've got like the hanging thing here. Anyways, enough blabbing. Let's open it up. And it does protect the yo-yo as well. Is there not even okay, I was gonna say, is there a string in here? Yes, there is. Look at this beast. This is just silly. This thing feels really light, actually. I'm really loving how light it feels. Very nice, minimal engraving, Remaster Galaxy. I think really small, you can see where it says the C3 yo-yo design. It's got some interesting cuts, like not really a step up, like I don't know what you'd call that, like a little ride down to the gap there. It's like light blue pads. It's got a thumb grind lip here, like almost like a double rim design, but not quite. These cuts feel pretty good here. This one's really pronounced, the one that goes out to the rim here. But I did bring my Manatee so you guys could see the size difference of these two. So you can see right here, yeah, the Remaster has that much on the Manatee even. You can even see here, look at that size difference. That's ridiculous. Look at how big that thing is. And yeah, this was kind of out before like the trend of wide yo-yos became like a lot more popular, before like the Cadence and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. It is like a couple years older, and it's similar to the Manatee where it's like an older yo-yo, but I really wanted to try it out. And everybody knows I love the Manatee. It's a Riccardo Ferlini yo-yo. I think he's one of the top 3 players in all of yo-yo with Jonathan Best and Peter Kafka. It's got that, that DS bearing? I forget what that's called. A really super string centering one. Anyway, enough blabbing. Looks like they sent a nice string, but I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use a zip line. I'm going to use one of the new smoothies. I'm going to use one of these non-official color smoothies that was sent to me by Mr. Jeremy. And I love this pale yellow, by the way. It's almost like an off-white yellow. It's really, really nice. Shows up real good in videos. Anyway, I'm talking too much. Let's string this up and try it out. Okay, this isn't something normally that I do, but I'm kind of curious. I want to play the Manatee back-to-back with the Remaster and see like how different or similar they are as far as like the wide boy yo-yos go. So, Manatee, you'll remember from I think I made a review of this, is like really quite fast for what it is. It's very, very nice binds, very smooth, very stable, obviously. Fantastic grinds. Oh yeah, the wide body is really good for whips and slacks, etc. There we go, second try, not bad. Even though it's got kind of an odd shape, it actually regens quite nicely, even though that was really rough. I'm gonna throw a little bit softer. Yeah, regens quite nicely. Finger spins well, despite what you might think. I actually did a quadruple, like a transition finger spin on this a few weeks ago on Instagram. Yeah, a little bit of a thud on the string, which has been bothering me more and more, but anyway, let's get to the remaster and see how it's different. Loving the feeling right now. It's got that satiny kind of smoothness to it. Oh, I gotta trim my string. There we go. It's out of the way. But already it feels very light, actually. Like the weight distribution feels very even. I'm hoping it'll be nice and smooth and not too heavy on the end of the string. It's like around 65 grams. Okay. Okay. Ooh, very smooth. Oh. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, yes. Yep. Mm-hmm. 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 Like it's impossible to miss this. It's so huge. Nice grind. Like the shape of it nestles your finger really nice. It's a little bit of, I'm not sure if it's like, hey, there's a little bit of body vibe, but it's not terrible at all. It's like, it's so huge. It's silly. That's kind of a ugly regen, but that's not the area's fault, that's my fault. There we go, that's better. Yeah, this thing is fun. It doesn't have too much of a thud, no more than the Manatee. What other tricks do I know? I'm doing the same one over and over. Let's try, yeah, it's like, look at this, it's just silly. That target is just enormous. It's just, you couldn't possibly miss. That was like super sketchy. First try on the Brent Stole. Wow, I really like it. I wish I got one of these sooner. So it flops. Fix my string tension. Yeah, I'm curious to see the flop because, I don't know, it doesn't feel particularly rim-weighted, but okay, let's try it again. Let's try this flop again here. There we go. Oh, very controlled. Ah, yeah, it stayed right on plane. You can see that, like I didn't have to adjust at all. Nice response. Not too snappy, not too snaggy. Let's see how it stays on plane with my sloppiness. Like, that's just ridiculous how easy that is. Yeah, regen's real nice. That was just ugly on my part, but like something about the shape makes it really, something about the shape, it just feels really good. I mean, maybe people might be able to not push it. I'm not sure how stable it's going to be in the long term, but to me it is. Let's try finger spin, I guess. Why not? Oh yeah, it's like a nice open cup, so no problem there. I love the sound it makes. 7075, so it's got that nice ring. Yeah, I love that, especially with the smoothies. And what other tricks do I need to try on this thing? Tension hook, I guess? Yeah, I mean, stupid easy. Yeah, I mean, I'm wondering about if I can tune. I mean, it's not really that bad, honestly. I think it's just it may just be the material, because it's dead smooth on the string. It kind of bugs me on grinds a little bit, but I think I should just leave it, honestly. I'll probably just make it worse if I try to tune it. Practicing my suicides, yes. Ooh, I like it. I like this thing. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I can honestly say I'm really impressed. Like, I'm not sure if I would have paid, like, obviously I didn't pay the full like 90 or $100, whatever it is. I don't know how much it is in the States, but it's pretty expensive in Japan. But if I mean for $50, it feels like a total steal. Like, it's not the smoothest yo-yo out there, which is fine. I might tune it someday, but I don't really feel like I should. For the price I paid for it, it feels fine. And like I mentioned, the insane width. I mean, look at this. This is crazy. I wish I had gotten one of the cooler colors, because I know C3 does some insane splashes, but this is all they had. They had this one and another kind of rusty looking one that I didn't like. But there's something really nice about the pure black with the white engraving. It's really nice. And it's insanely wide, but it doesn't get in the way, if that makes sense. It just kind of lends to the fun silliness of how big it is. I don't want to say like it's a bad, or it's silly, like that's a bad thing. Like, it definitely reminds me of like the Big Bang I played with the Yo-Yo Empire, where it's like almost a novel. Well, the Big Bang is obviously a novelty, but the Master Galaxy feels like it's riding the line between novelty and playable, where it's both. It's like this huge wide yo-yo that does a lot, but also can pretty much nail everything you'd need it to. I don't think there's anything that I want to do that I couldn't do on it. I'm just thinking about like other people who would push it a little bit harder, because I've heard that it's not the most stable or whatever, but to me it seemed absolutely fine. Yeah, I'll probably make another video about this at some point. I'm not sure when I'll have the time, but I can honestly say I know it's like an old yo-yo. It's not like super popular or anything that you might think about going to pick up right now. But you know, if you can get one, or if you're thinking about ordering something from Spin Gear, they may have some left. But I really recommend it. Like, you know, it was like right around $50, which I think is pretty fantastic for a 7075 super wide boy. And the best thing about it is, like, I knew as soon as I held it, you might have heard me say, like, this feels lighter than I expected. Like, when you pick up the Manatee, you can feel its weight. You can kind of feel, like, the density of it. God, this thing looks thin now compared to the remaster. But when you pick this up, it feels very light. That's probably the 7075. Like, the weight distribution is extremely specific. And I think that really allowed them to make it feel lighter than it actually is. I think it's like right around 65.5 or something like that. But yeah, the way they've distributed the weight just feels fantastic. So, like I said, might try to tune it someday, but I'm not sure. I'll probably leave it for now. It's probably going to become my EDC, because I just love wide yo-yos. I love 7075. I love the way it sounds and looks. And I just want to play with something super wide, because it's a bit silly. It's just really fun. Like, the way it fits in your hand is really comfortable, good response. Especially when it's super hot and humid right now. Like, I need a yo-yo with a nice snappy response, and this does it for me. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave me a like, a comment, a subscription. I'd really appreciate it. We're almost at 2,100 subscribers, which is pretty cool. And not that that's a big achievement, more than 2,000, but I'm probably going to be doing another giveaway soon to celebrate that. Just, I've been doing this channel for a while, and you guys are awesome, and I want to give you something. So don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Just get ready for the next giveaway contest thing. It's gonna be a weird one, but a good one. Take care, have a nice night, and sayonara.